Hi boys and girls, we are moving on to chapter 7. You guys have been doing an awesome job with adding and subtracting fractions. So the next logical step would be to go to multiplying fractions. Multiplying fractions is really not that difficult. It does help to know your basic multiplication facts. So again, if you have not memorized your facts, it would be a lovely time for you to go over and review those. So as you can see in section 7.1, we are going to be finding parts of a group using picture representations. Now those picture representations are going to help us to understand how we're getting the answers that we're getting and where they're coming from. So come along this magical fraction journey with me and draw your pictures as I know you love to do. So here's the first problem that I have for us to work on. 3/4 of 12. Now I know of means the same thing as multiply, so that's the same as saying 3/4 times 12. So, as I said, we're going to be using picture representations to help us to solve these problems. So, what I want you to do is, as it says off to the side, I want you to draw that whole number as a picture. And our whole number is 12. So I'd like you to draw 12 circles on your note paper. There are my 12 circles. And then the next step is I want you to color in or shade in 3 out of every 4 circles, because that's what our fraction is. Our fraction is 3/4. So out of 4 of those, I'm going to shade in 3. First I'm going to circle 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I put them in a circle. And then I'm going to shade in 3 of them. And I'm going to do that for all of the circles. I'm going to count 4 and shade 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shade in 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shade in 3. So now I've colored in 3 out of every 4 circles. So then I'm going to go back and I'm going to count how many of my circles are colored in. And that's my answer. My answer is simply the number of circles that I have colored in. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 circles colored in. So that's my answer. It's 9. So 3/4 times 12 is 9. Well, that's peculiar, because I know normally when I multiply a whole number times a whole number, I get a larger number when I'm multiplying. But remember, boys and girls, we're not multiplying a whole number times whole number. We're multiplying a whole number times a number smaller than 1. So I'm going to show you standard algorithm for this problem and show you how this really looks when we go to do it without picture representations. And just to prove to you again, the answer is 9. So for my standard method, I'm going to take my original problem and I'm going to write it like this. 3/4 times 12 over 1. Now where did I get that 1 from? Well, you may recall from 4th grade or from my class that under every whole number lives an invisible 1. Every whole number can be written as a fraction over 1. I'll say it again. Every whole number can be written as a fraction over 1. So when you write your problem this way, you can solve it simply by multiplying the numerator times the numerator and the denominator times the denominator, and then simplify. So numerator times numerator, 12 times 3 is 36. Denominator times denominator, 4 times 1 is 4. And then my last step is to simplify. Well, what can I divide both 36 and 4 by evenly? I wonder if I count by 4s, if I'll hit 36. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. I do. So I can divide both sides evenly by 4. And I found when I counted that 36 divided by 4 was 9. And 4 divided by 4 is 1, giving me an answer of 9. Jumping Jehoshaphat, I got the same answer as I did with my picture. So now you can see a picture representation versus our standard method or our standard algorithm. You still get the same answer, but that's why. The picture shows you how we got to that answer. So let's solve some other problems. Two-fifths times 10. So just as our step said before, I want you to draw me that whole number in circles. So I want you to draw me 10 circles. There's my 10 circles. And I'm going to shade in 2 out of every 5 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I count how many of them have been colored in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 circles have been colored in. So my answer is 4. Let's double check that. I can put my whole number over 1 and then multiply numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. And when I simplify 20 over 5, I get an answer of 4 because both sides can be divided evenly by 5. And 20 divided by 5 is 4, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. Now, boys and girls, I'd like you to try this last problem on your own. 4 6 times 18. And I want you to tackle it the same way that we've tackled the previous problems. Draw your picture, count, color, and then count. And then if you'd like, you can double check yourself using standard algorithm, multiplying numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator, and simplifying. Alright guys, take a gander. So here's my picture. I have 18 circles, and I colored 4 out of every 6. 4 out of every 6. 4 out of every 6. And then I went back and I counted how many circles I had colored in. And I had 12 circles colored in. So then I came up here and I checked it using standard method. I multiplied 4 times 18 and I found a product of 72. And then I multiplied 6 times 1 and got a product of 6. Now I know I can simplify that. I can divide both sides evenly by 6. Which will give me an answer of 12 over 1, or just 12. So 4 6 times 18 is 12. I hope you feel successful with this skill. We're going to be working on this for quite a few more days, multiplying fractions in different ways. So please be ready and raring for any questions that you may have in class tomorrow.